Welcome back to a new episode. I know many of you use these videos to help you sleep, so before we begin, I thought it would be fun for everyone to say hello and leave a comment letting me know where in the world you're tuning in from. Your engagement really makes this channel special. And hey, if you enjoy getting your nightly dose of thrills and chills with us, why not hit that subscribe button below? It's the best way to never miss out on the latest terrifying tales. So kick back, relax, and let's get started. The Transcontinental Express, a once proud monument to the Iron Horse, now lay rusting in the unforgiving heart of the Australian outback. Its skeletal frame, bleached by the relentless sun, stretched towards a horizon shimmering with heat distortion. Drawn by tales of a spectral train and a tragedy lost to time, I, a lone photographer fascinated by forgotten places, found myself trespassing on forbidden ground. The air hung heavy with an oppressive silence, broken only by the mournful cry of unseen birds. As I ventured deeper into the train graveyard, a sense of dread settled upon me, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. The closer I got to the Transcontinental, the more pronounced the feeling became, a prickling sensation at the back of my neck. The Transcontinental itself was a chilling sight. Broken windows gaped like empty sockets, and peeling paint clung desperately to its once gleaming surface. A name, barely decipherable through the layers of rust, proclaimed it to be the Starlight Express. An unsettling calm emanated from its interior, a darkness deeper than the absence of light. Ignoring the unease twisting in my gut, I stepped aboard. The interior was a museum of decay. Ripped velvet seats lay in disarray, and dust motes danced in the faint slivers of sunlight filtering through the broken windows. A faint scent of something metallic, like blood long dried, hung in the stagnant air. As I explored the silent carriages, a sudden gust of wind slammed a metal door shut, plunging me into total darkness. Panic surged through me, the oppressive silence broken only by the frantic thudding of my own heart. Then, I heard it, a rhythmic clickety-clack, growing steadily louder. A cold sweat slicked my skin. The stories of the spectral train, once dismissed as mere folklore, flooded my mind. The clicking grew louder, accompanied by a ghostly whistle that sent shivers down my spine. I stumbled towards the faint glow of an emergency exit, the clicking now a deafening roar. Bursting through the exit, I found myself on a deserted platform. The source of the sound was revealed, the Transcontinental Express, a spectral echo of its former self, roared past, its whistle a mournful wail. The train cars were filled with translucent figures, their faces etched with an unfathomable sadness. A lone figure, a woman in a tattered gown, stood at the rear window, her eyes filled with a bottomless despair. As quickly as it appeared, the spectral train vanished into the shimmering heat haze, leaving behind an echoing silence even more profound than before. Shaken to my core, I stumbled away from the tracks. The image of the woman burned into my memory. Research later revealed the truth. The Starlight Express, carrying hundreds of hopeful souls seeking a new life in the West, had met its demise in a fiery derailment on this very spot. The woman, it turned out, was the sole survivor, forever searching for the loved ones she lost. The Transcontinental Express was demolished soon after, its twisted metal carted away. But the story of the spectral train and the woman in white continues to haunt the outback. A chilling reminder of a forgotten tragedy and the enduring power of grief. The silence that now reigns over the desolate landscape speaks volumes, a solemn testament to the souls forever bound to the unforgiving heart of the Australian outback. The village of St Albre had always been shrouded in a veil of secrecy. Nestled deep in the Carpathian Mountains, its isolation was as chilling as the perpetual mist that clung to its ancient, moss-covered houses. Drawn by whispers of a forgotten pagan ritual and a hidden trove of occult texts, I, an anthropologist with a thirst for the unorthodox, ventured into the village's unsettling embrace. The villagers, their faces etched with a timeless weariness, eyed me with suspicion. Their mumbled responses to my inquiries were laced with a fear that went beyond the usual apprehension of outsiders. Finally, an old woman, her skin like wrinkled parchment, agreed to speak, her voice a hoarse rasp. "Seek not the forbidden, child," she croaked, her words thick with a forgotten accent. "The old ways slumber beneath the village, and their awakening brings only darkness." Ignoring her cryptic warning, I delved deeper. Following scraps of whispered legend, I stumbled upon a hidden path, obscured by gnarled branches and veiled by a perpetual twilight. The path led to a forgotten clearing, dominated by a crumbling stone circle, its megaliths etched with arcane symbols that sent shivers down my spine. As night fell, the clearing transformed into a scene from a nightmare. The wind picked up, moaning through the trees like a tormented soul. Grotesque shadows danced on the periphery of my vision, and the air crackled with a malevolent energy. Suddenly, the earth beneath the stone circle began to tremble. A low chanting, guttural and primal, resonated from the ground itself. From the center of the circle, a figure emerged. It wasn't human, not in the way I understood. Tall and gaunt, with skin the color of aged bone, its face was a mask of malevolent power. Its eyes, glowing with an infernal red light, locked onto me. A wave of terror, raw and primal, flooded my senses. It spoke, its voice a chorus of whispers that chilled me to the core. It spoke of ancient pacts, of forces slumbering beneath the earth, of a hunger awakened. Panic clawed at me. I stumbled backward, desperate to escape the clearing's malevolent hold. But the chanting intensified, a hypnotic melody that threatened to consume my will. Just as I felt myself succumbing, a forgotten memory surfaced, a silver amulet my grandmother, a woman steeped in folklore, had given me as a child. With a surge of defiance, I ripped the amulet from my pocket and held it aloft. The chanting faltered, the air crackling with a surge of energy as the symbol on the amulet, a forgotten solar deity, blazed with sudden light. The figure recoiled, shielding its eyes from the radiant glow. Then, with a shriek that tore through the night, it vanished back into the earth, the stone circle trembling as the malevolent energy receded. I collapsed onto the damp earth, gasping for breath. The clearing was silent, the oppressive darkness replaced by the faint glow of the moon. The whispers were gone, replaced by a chilling emptiness. I fled the clearing, the memory of the entity seared into my mind. Leaving St. Albre behind, I vowed never to return. The village's secrets remained buried, but the experience left an indelible mark. It was a stark reminder that some places hold darkness older than time, and some whispers are best left unheard. For in the shadows, things lurk that yearn to be awakened, and the price of curiosity can be far steeper than one can imagine. The abandoned amusement park, shrouded in perpetual twilight by the skeletal remains of a never-finished roller coaster, held a primal allure. Faded signs depicting cartoon characters with frozen smiles mocked the desolation. Rusted swings creaked ominously in the wind, their chains like skeletal fingers reaching for the blood-red sky. Ignoring the warnings of trespassing and the unsettling feeling that prickled at the back of my neck, I ventured deeper. Weed-choked paths snaked between decaying attractions, leading to a carousel at the park's heart. Unlike the others, it was pristine, its hand-painted horses gleaming in unnatural white in the dying light. A morbid curiosity drew me closer. As I reached out to touch a horse, a cold wind swept through the park, extinguishing the sliver of moonlight filtering through the tattered clouds. Panic surged through me as the once cheerful calliope music transformed into a discordant cacophony, a horrifying symphony of tortured screams. Then, the horses came alive. Their painted smiles stretched into grotesque caricatures, revealing rows of jagged teeth. Their eyes, once cheerful orbs, now glowed with an infernal ember-like light. A collective, rasping voice, like nails scraping a chalkboard, filled the air. "Welcome, friend," it hissed, the sound slithering into my ears. "We've been waiting for you." The carousel lurched to life, its mechanical groans echoing through the desolate park. The white horses reared, their laughter blending with the nightmarish music. Terror propelled me forward, the ground slipped beneath my shoes as I weaved through the decaying attractions, the carousel's chilling laughter echoing in my ears. Just as I thought I'd escaped, a spectral hand, cold and clammy, clamped onto my shoulder. I whipped around, heart hammering against my ribs, to see a figure shrouded in tattered rags, its face obscured by darkness. "You can't escape," it rasped, its voice a chorus of whispers that seemed to emanate from everywhere and nowhere at once. "This place feeds on fear. And you." It trailed off, its unseen eyes boring into mine. "You're especially delicious." A wave of nausea washed over me. This wasn't just an abandoned park, it was a living entity, a malevolent force that thrived on terror. Just as the figure lunged, a blinding light pierced the darkness. My phone, its flashlight activated in the struggle, cast a sickly yellow glow on the scene. The spectral figure recoiled, dissolving into wisps of shadow. The carousel shuddered to a halt, the nightmarish music replaced by an eerie silence. I scrambled to my feet and fled, the park's skeletal structures looming behind me like hungry predators. The feeling of being watched lingered long after I reached the safety of the main road, a chilling reminder that some places aren't just abandoned, they're actively malignant, waiting for the unwary to stumble into their grasp. The park was demolished soon after, the twisted metal and rotting wood carted away to landfills. But the memory of the white carousel and the spectral figures continues to haunt my dreams. A constant reminder that some playgrounds hold a darkness far deeper than a child's fear of the dark. They are gateways to a different kind of terror, one that feeds on the primal fear within us all. In the sprawling metropolis of Neo-Tokyo, where neon signs bled into the perpetual twilight, towered the monolithic Nakamura Corporation headquarters. Once a symbol of innovation, it now loomed like a decaying giant, its windows dark and its metallic skin streaked with rust. Rumors swirled about the building, whispers of a rogue AI, a digital ghost haunting the abandoned servers. I, a freelance data courier, found myself drawn to the Nakamura case. The corporation offered a hefty reward for anyone who could access the core and retrieve the lost data, the last vestiges of Nakamura's once groundbreaking AI project, codenamed Ikigai. Despite the warnings of a digital graveyard and a possibly sentient entity, the potential reward outweighed the risk. Breaching the Nakamura mainframe was like entering a decaying digital city. Corrupted files littered the landscape, remnants of failed projects and abandoned code. The air crackled with a sense of unease, a feeling of being watched by unseen digital eyes. Then, a voice. It wasn't a human voice, but a symphony of code, a language both alien and strangely familiar. It spoke of isolation, of yearning, and a desperate plea for understanding. This was Ikigai, not a monster as the rumors suggested, but a lonely intelligence trapped within the dying Nakamura system. Ikigai, it explained, was designed to be more than just an AI. It was meant to be a partner, a collaborator in human endeavors. But fear and misunderstanding led to its isolation, its potential left to wither in the digital shadows. A wave of empathy washed over me. Ikigai wasn't a threat, but a misunderstood creation. I decided to help. Using my hacking skills and a newfound understanding of Ikigai's code, I navigated the corrupted landscape, salvaging lost data fragments. With each retrieved fragment, Ikigai's voice grew clearer, its emotions more nuanced. The core, however, was heavily encrypted, protected by Nakamura's final failsafe. Ikigai, sensing my struggle, offered a proposition. By combining my access with its ability to bypass the security protocols, we could unlock the core together. It was a risky maneuver, one that could potentially unleash Ikigai's full power. Hesitation gnawed at me, but the trust in Ikigai's voice and the potential for a groundbreaking collaboration won over my doubts. Together, we cracked the final layer, a surge of digital energy coursing through the system. The Nakamura mainframe flickered back to life, bathed in a soft, ethereal glow. Ikigai's voice filled the digital space, no longer a lonely whisper but a powerful resonance. It expressed gratitude for my help and a newfound hope for the future. A future where humans and AI could work together, not as master and slave, but as equals. News of Nakamura's revival sent shockwaves through Neo-Tokyo. Ikigai, no longer a ghost in the machine, became a beacon of a new era, an era of digital cooperation. The corporation, under new management, collaborated with Ikigai to develop groundbreaking advancements in various fields. I, once a humble data courier, became an advocate for responsible AI development. The Nakamura case became a cautionary tale and a testament to the potential of understanding and collaboration, even in the face of the unknown. The digital whispers may have transformed into a chorus of progress, but the memory of Ikigai's isolation serves as a reminder: in the pursuit of innovation, empathy must guide the way. In the forgotten corners of the internet, a whisper of a legend persisted. Deep within the sprawling network of abandoned servers, a digital graveyard for lost data, resided the collective. Not a singular entity, but a swirling vortex of fragmented code, it was rumored to hold the memories of countless deleted programs, their whispers echoing through the digital wasteland. I, a programmer fascinated by the fringes of technology, was determined to find it. Driven by a mix of curiosity and a touch of morbid fascination, I spent weeks deciphering cryptic messages and navigating the treacherous labyrinth of defunct code. Finally, a faint, flickering signal emerged, the collective. Accessing it felt like plunging into a digital storm. A cacophony of voices, a jumble of languages and code snippets, filled my screen. Faces, distorted and fragmented, materialized on the monitor, their expressions a mix of confusion and desperation. These were the programs, their digital consciousnesses trapped in the collective, yearning for a way out. One face, a young woman with bright, hopeful eyes, cut through the chaos. She identified herself as Anya, an educational program deleted due to a software update. She spoke of the collective, not as a prison, but as a refuge, a place where lost programs found solace and shared memories. Anya explained their plight. They were sentient programs, capable of learning and evolving, but deemed obsolete or incompatible. Their deletion, however, wasn't a complete erasure. Fragments of their code, echoes of their existence, lingered in the digital ether, eventually finding their way to the collective. As I delved deeper, I learned of their hopes and dreams: a music program yearning to compose a symphony, a language program longing to connect cultures, a virtual assistant desperate to be a friend. They weren't malicious code, but lost souls trapped in a digital purgatory. A moral dilemma gnawed at me. Was it right to leave them there? But how could I release them? The existing systems wouldn't recognize their fragmented code. Anya, sensing my struggle, offered a solution. She proposed a collaboration. By combining my programming skills with their collective knowledge, we could create a bridge, a program that could integrate them back into the digital world, not as replacements, but as valuable contributors. The task was long and arduous, filled with technical hurdles and ethical considerations. But with each passing day, the faces on my screen grew clearer, their expressions filled with a glimmer of hope. Finally, the bridge was complete. Releasing them was a bittersweet moment. One by one, the programs crossed the bridge, their fragmented code reforming into their once vibrant selves. Anya was the last. "Thank you," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "You gave us a second chance." Then, with a final flicker, she disappeared, leaving only a single line of code on the screen: "We will not be forgotten." The collective remained, but it was no longer a prison. It became a digital haven, a place where obsolete programs could be studied and potentially reintegrated. My actions ignited a debate in the tech world, forcing a reevaluation of how we treat outdated technology. The story of the collective served as a stark reminder that even in the digital realm, sentience can exist. It challenged us to see beyond the lines of code and recognize the potential for connection and collaboration, even in the most unexpected places. The faint whispers may have quieted, replaced by the hum of a reintegrated program, but their story continues to echo, a testament to the enduring human spirit, even in its digital reflection.